So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our final video of Jupiter in the Dashamsha chart. And today we're going to be covering Jupiter in the 12th house of your D10 Dashamsha chart, which is a divisional chart in Vedic Astrology related to your obligation to society, your career, your status. Okay? How the world perceives you. I've said this before, this is like the alternative to Arudha Lagna. Okay? So we're going to be covering that. And as always, if you do not know, if you have this particular position of Jupiter, what sign it's in, all your astrological details, including the link to my new course on Charadasha, which I'm conducting right now. I'm going to be uploading a lesson on marriage timing. For that, check out the links here, including my books, consultations, and also link to my academy. And it's funny, I actually made a video of a very strange phenomena regarding when I did the childbirth lesson on Charadasha. Literally had to film that thing 6-7 times. Wow. But anyway, Jupiter in the 12th house. So first of all, as you know, Jupiter represents guru, knowledge, dignity, intelligence. Okay. It represents, obviously, on the mundane side, children as well. But in Dashamsha also, Jupiter represents your ability to manage. You know, the management profession is mainly seen through Jupiter, not Mercury. Mercury is the accountant. The one who manages the accountant is Jupiter. So one thing you see is with this particular Jupiter is that in your life, you will consider one of your mentors at work as your guru. And if you're lucky enough, you may even find an actual guru working at your workspace. For example, I'll give you an example. Imagine if you were working in New Delhi government in the budget and treasury department back in the 1950s and 60s. Most likely, K.R. Rao would have been your manager, colleague, senior advisor. And yet that person, once you realize who this individual really is, becomes also your spiritual and Jyotish guru. These are, and I guarantee you, some of the people who K.R. Rao made as his students from his work would have had Jupiter in the 12th house. That's as simple as that. Jupiter in the 9th or 12th house would have been there, or in the Lagna. Especially Jupiter in the 12th house will show that one of your managers will end up becoming your guru, and you will go to your mentor's home. Your real education of career will come when you go to your mentor's home. When you have this Jupiter, especially if it's unafflicted, okay? When you have a mentor, and when you are ever your mentor invites you to their home, never refuse it. Even if they live 3 hours away, go. Because when you go into their home, it will become a blessing ashram for you, especially for your career. See, you don't understand. The person doesn't even have to be blessed. They don't have to be some spiritual realized guru. But you stepping into their home, what are you doing? You're activating your Jupiter. That's the first thing we see. The second thing we also see is usually for your professional studies, and in Dashamsha will really provide postgrad education. Because what is postgrad education? Meaning that when you graduate, you work, and then you go for your master's degree. Even if you, after a bachelor's degree, you go for your master's, that's a very professional specified degree, right? It's connected with your profession now, meaning you're going to have to do this work after you finish this particular degree. It's not like you're doing business administration or accounting just so you can become an actor. That's not how it works. You're going and putting that effort so you can become that thing. So here, Jupiter in the 12th house will show that a person most definitely will go to a foreign place to attain their professional education. Now, if you attained your bachelor's also in foreign lands, well, we'll have to see the birth chart and your Navamsha for that to confirm. Okay, but because Jupiter is in the 12th, you'll go to foreign lands. Even if it's for a week-long training, your MNC company in India sends you to Dubai or sends you to UK to get a certain training for a month, and you come back and so you can work. Well, guess what's happening? That Jupiter in the 12th house is taking you there. And when it will take you? Well, for this, we have to, again, look at the time cycles. Even the age of 24 or 36 can show this particular migration to a foreign place for professional learning. Now, can you be in foreign lands? Not necessarily. Just having Jupiter in the 12th house doesn't mean anything related to being in foreign lands, unless, of course, in Dashamsha, Jupiter becomes your 10th lord, Jupiter becomes your ascendant lord, okay? Or even the 4th lord, because where's your office? 4th house is the office, not the home. Office. Where's your office? Office is in the foreign lands. So that's how it works. And also, this particular Jupiter will provide great fame and dignity in amongst your co-workers. It will also show that you will have 1,000 competitions, 100 competitions and rivals, especially if you're in a business. But what it shows is that you overcome it. Now, if this position is there, that means you can only overcome something when you have something in front of you, right? So when you have this particular Jupiter, or even in the ascendant, especially in the 12th house, you deal with competition, but you overcome it by the blessings of Jupiter. But that's one of your paths. It becomes one of your paths. So you shouldn't be afraid of it, because without it, you can succeed. Okay? But especially, when it comes to the career side, Jupiter naturally just represents the intelligence and the knowledge that you have, that you will use, and who will come to give you that knowledge so you can enhance your career. That's the main thing that Jupiter will show. And including Jupiter becomes the significator of subordinates. Is the karka of subordinates. Why? Subordinates, Jupiter is a karka of what? Children. What becomes children in your workspace? Your subordinates, people working under you, who you take care of, who you manage, like parent. So here, it'll definitely also show that one's subordinates may actually have migrated from a foreign place, faraway places, or eventually it'll show that you will have subordinates in foreign lands. And I've seen this is so common now. Like somebody could be in India and they could be managing a team in Dubai or UK of the same company. But the manager is in a completely different country. So it's not anything weird and unorthodox. It's a common phase of life now in this day and age. Okay. So anyway, guys, this is my analysis of Jupiter in the 12th house of your Dashamsha chart. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss out for videos, because we're going to be starting with Mercury next. And as always, if you want to know about your consultations, your reports, and my courses, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.